Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. This is Damus Rabbitry, and as always I bring you tips and bits and up to date on rabbit farming that you need to know. Alright, so today I want to take you through a very important series, okay, and it's all about how to avoid conception and misconceptions in rabbitry to ensure that you have 100% conceptions. All right, so you get people talking about how pregnancy fails and all that. So we want to talk about how to avoid all those things, and also some few techniques that you can apply at your farm to make sure that you are not wasting time. I'm going to show you some comments. You see that people are getting frustrated in whatever they do, especially in terms of crossing. So we'll take you through some of the lists. You can see them in the video or in the picture. In the video or in the picture, as you can see. All right, so let's make it quick. I usually don't want to make my videos too long. So things to avoid, or techniques to apply, in order to first of all beat up time, and then also be able to get your crossings being successful. As I'm talking to you now, with my 12 does, all of them got pregnant. Conception was 100% for especially the crossings that I did last month. All right, so that was in August, and now September I'm seeing the results, and it's 100%. Okay, and so I want to take you through some of these few tips that you can apply at your farms, or techniques that you can apply in order to avoid those disappointments. All right, so that so number one thing is to make sure that the back is at the coolest part of the cage. So you want to make sure that you don't put the back, especially at the top where the heat affects them directly. Okay, so you want to make sure they are sometimes beneath or in a cool place or somewhere under a tree. It keeps the back cool, because the what do you call, the sperms or the spermatozoa, or what do you call it, it gets deactivated with heat. But when the back happens to be at the coolest parts, you always have it active. All right, so that's one thing you want to make sure that you observe. All right, so just get a cool place for the back. Amidst the heat, if you're able to get it to be at a very cool side, it helps a lot. All right, then number two, you want to make sure that you are giving them healthy feed. Even if you are giving grasses, just make sure it's a balanced diet. So once the back is not healthy, the sperms are not going to be healthy as well, so it's not going to work. Once the back is not healthy, it's not going to be healthy. You get me? Make sure it's not getting sick or thin and all that. Just make sure that it's a healthy back. Sometimes you need to deworm. If you try several times it's not working, just deworm the rabbits. Deworm all of them, the does and the backs. Okay, you have to deworm them, and then also make sure that you are giving them healthy feed. Like I said, you give them healthy feed. Then you want to make sure that these are backs that have good weight. All right, and that's what proves that it's a healthy rabbit, when the weight is encouraging. I'm looking at 3 kilo, 3.5 kilo for a back is very ideal. All right, so that's one of the ways to check if the back is very healthy. Then also you want to make sure that you are not using a back that is very young. Okay, just get a back that is old enough. Personally, I would look at 7, 8, 9 months old backs. Those ones usually are fully matured and sexually active for your crossings. All right, then you want to also make sure. So far I've mentioned 4 things. All right, but the 5th thing that you want to observe and make sure that it's on point is you have to do regular crossings. One thing rabbits don't like is when you cross it and then you leave it idle for a lot of days without using it. So make sure that you make the back active. So personally, for my 12 dose, I had 2 bags. I had to just let go of one, in order to keep one to do all the job. So in that case, I had it always active, always crossing. It's not always the best, but I made sure that that bag was really active before I assigned those 12 dose to the back. All right. So you want to make sure that you do regular crossings as much as possible. At least every week, the back should be able to do some sort of crossing. At least every week. Twice a week, once a week is not bad. But when you leave it for, let's say, 2-3 weeks without it being active, they become sexually inactive. So you realize that most of their crossings may not work, right? Because you've made it become sterile. It's not active, all right? So make sure that you are always doing crossings. You don't need so many bags at the farm. Sometimes you get 2 bags in order to make sure that one is, just in case there's something wrong with the others. But when the bag is really active, it's 12 dose is, for me, in my opinion, 12 dose. One bag is enough for 12 dose, like I have here practically. Okay, so in order to also avoid time waste, now this is the issue. I heard people say they've been doing it for 6 months, 1 year, and they don't see. And I've seen it before. People have come to me with such concerns, where they have done the crossings for several times and it's not working. Or now this is the mistake. It's a matter of time and how you're going to beat the clock. So when you cross a rabbit and you refuse or forget to test the rabbit after 2 weeks, this is what you're going to get. You have to wait for a full month to be sure if the rabbit is indeed pregnant, or you are waiting for the rabbit to to give birth. So the first month, let's say you started in January, right? January you crossed it, you have to wait till February before you confirm whether it's pregnant or whether it was successful. Then you enter into February. Then you realize that it wasn't successful. Then you cross it in February again. You wait another month, entering into March. In these 3 months, you would have crossed the rabbit only 2 times. And you are going to be, you are there waiting for the date of birth before you check whether the crossing was successful or not. No. When you do that, you're going to waste a lot of time. The 4th month, which is the March, you cross it in March and you're waiting for April to check whether the crossing was successful. So you realize that in 4 months, in 5 months, you would have crossed the rabbit 4 times. And all those 4 times will not be successful. Before you realize, you've wasted so much time. You see, so now the secret here is you need to learn how to test for pregnancy. You need to learn how to check for pregnancy every 2 weeks. So when you cross the rabbit, in 2 weeks' time, you do either palpation, which I'm going to be doing a video of in my subsequent broadcast. So you learn the palpation. If you are very good with palpation, you can test it at 10 days old, like 10 days after the crossing. I see that practice really helps you to save time. So like instead of crossing rabbits 4 times or 4 times in 5 months, you can do that 4 crossings in 1 month. I don't know if somebody is getting me. Or you can do it within the space of 2 months. Let's assume all the crossings are not being successful. So you've saved yourself 3 good months of waiting. And in most cases, after the 2nd week and it's not pregnant, you take it to the back. The back will definitely cross it again. So it saves you a lot of time. I think that's one of the main techniques that has really helped me, is the fact that I'm able to check the pregnancy earlier enough, sometimes on the 10th day, on the 12th day, on the 14th day. If you're not so good, you might want to start with 20th day with the palpation. I will talk about that in another video. Right, so you might want to check that on the 20th day. Alright, then as you become good at it, you check it on the 14th, or let's say the 15th day, the 14th, and when you become very good at the 10th day you can even do the testing. Alright, so I think that this is, in fact, I had to spend much time on this particular thing with testing for pregnancy because it really helps. Most times it's not because the back is not sexually good or there's something wrong with the dough. It is you that is wasting time. Okay, and you have to waste time. And usually, when the rabbits become sexually active, or what we call when they come on heat, although that's not a prerequisite for a successful mating. When they come on heat, it helps ease the crossing. So sometimes the heat comes within 3-4 days, it's gone. But once you're able to check for pregnancy, sometimes after the 2 weeks, you're able to tell. After the 2 weeks, it comes back on heat. When you take it to the back, that's my observation. After the 2 weeks, they are back on heat. Then you take it to the back and crosses it again. In most cases, I've had cases where it didn't work. I take it to the back, and then the second time. Sometimes you have to cross it like 3 times before it will work for you. Alright, so if you are listening to me now and you are having such a challenge at your farm, apply these techniques, and I'm very sure that it will work for you. As I'm talking now, all 10 have successfully given birth, remaining 2 others that have even shed their first or removed their first. I think that if you follow what I've shown you, I don't have all the secrets, but I believe that when you follow what the little I've shown you here and apply it at your farm, it's going to work out really well. And so, thank you for watching, and don't forget to give us a subscribe to our channel for more updates. And in case you want me to discuss about something, or you want me to talk about something, you can leave it in the comment section so that we can create the next content on the topic that you asked for. See you again, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share to somebody out there. My name is Fred, and I am the CEO of Damus Rabbitry, Damus Agritech, and Damus Farms. Thank you for watching. See you next time in our next video. Bye bye.